Lu here. Now, I know for a while that I've announced twice that I've gone to Anime Expo, but this year things came up and I couldn't go. I mean, it's fine, but I'm almost kind of glad I didn't go. Today I wanted to talk about the problems I have with Anime Expo. Keep in mind that yes, the only anime convention I have physically attended is Anime Expo. However, this doesn't mean I didn't do my research. I researched hundreds of blogs and multiple friends of mine within the cosplay community for their experiences with other conventions. Fun fact, by the way, when I was researching this, I found the LA Weekly had an article about Anime Expo, and there's a photo of me in there. I thought that was pretty cool. I guarantee you that my research proves that the problem lies with Anime Expo, not conventions in general or just anime conventions. Now, Anime Expo has two different kinds of staff. One is volunteers that choose to help, and I don't know how much they get paid because I couldn't find any listings or anything like that explaining if they get paid or not. And what they call paid staff are usually security or people in charge of major parts of the expo as a whole, like setting up panels and keeping the cosplay areas clear and bag check. The problem with this? The con staff have zero communication with one another. Those walkie-talkies you see them carry, those are just to communicate for lines of panels. Other than that, they don't talk to each other at all. It's so bad that there will be a heavy rule that one con staff is told by the convention, but they don't tell the other staff, so no one in there is knowing that's not a thing. It doesn't help that their social media presence is not the best when it comes to alerting con rules and advice. As an example, we did not find anywhere on Anime Expo's page that bringing this really cool kind of backpack that could turn into a chair was not allowed. Nothing about it said anything. So when we came in on day one with them, we were told that they were allowed. We were actually encouraged by the security team at the entrance that it was a really good idea. And so we went the rest of the con with no problem. The next day was fine too, perfectly fine. However, the third day was when it suddenly became a problem. When we went in, suddenly another con staff at the entrance told us these backpacks were not allowed. So I'm told on day 1 and 2 by different con staff that it's okay to go in with them, but suddenly 2 other ones tell me it's not okay. What kind of communication is that? It's so bad that you almost wonder if they do it on purpose. It's definitely Anime Expo who's done this because again, I have spoken to many people who have been to conventions from Comic-Con to local cons in their area who haven't said once about staff like this. If a convention has something against a certain item, there is a list of banned items on the website's page. Nowhere on Anime Expo's page in every year I have attended lists that a backpack with a tiny ass chair that's foldable is not allowed. Nowhere on their social media did they even announce this. This means that the con staff, any random one, will make up random rules and not alert the other staff about it, making it so one day red balloons will be allowed for some Pennywise cosplayers, but the next day tell them to go put their balloons back in the car because red balloons aren't allowed anymore. This isn't about a damn backpack either. We were told that this wasn't allowed because we would have hit someone with them. First of all, that's impossible because the chair part was against our backs and we weren't swinging them like they were made of cardboard. Second, the people that were coming in literally had carts and suitcases. According to what we were told, that's a safety hazard too, right? Guess what? It's not, because again, it's not in their policy on the website. That means the staff will often go against Anime Expo themselves and make up new policies that they think are right. In no way is this right of them to do. And one thing that definitely made me glad that I'm not going again is this fucking staff. I can't go to a convention that allows its staff to just make up rules without alerting anyone there. Yeah, I'm talking about the staff again because this is one of my biggest issues. Now, I get why staff or workers at any place are rude. It's difficult working with people all day in a terrible environment. Why do you think GameStop employees look like they're being kidnapped? However, that doesn't give them the right to take their frustrations out on other people. Anime Expo has almost no place to sit due to a severe lack of seating, and even though the tabletop area would have been a great way to fix this issue, but Anime Expo has no plans to get rid of the area, or at least trim it down and move it somewhere else in the convention center. Anyway, there is no place to sit that people will often just sit by walls or corners as far away from people as possible. Even if we're told that zone is okay to sit in, literally by one staff member, another one will come up rudely and ask you to go somewhere else. It's not even a nice, oh hey, I'm so sorry, but we were told people can't sit in this area anymore. It's literally a, get up, get out of here. Even at bag check, they get rude with you. When going through my purse, I was given kind of weird looks for carrying around my glasses cleaner in my purse. As if glasses can't get dirty. My glasses slide down a lot on my face when it's hot, and I wear minimal makeup at conventions, so yeah, getting makeup on your glasses is not fun, so that's why I carry a glasses cleaner in my purse. By the way, the purse part was actually kind of like the third day because unfortunately I couldn't bring my backpack on the third day as I said earlier, so I had my purse in the trunk, so I just got my purse and carried that with me the rest of the day. The worst kind of staff I have ever dealt with at Anime Expo are the volunteers. Not only do volunteer staff look completely miserable to be there, but they shout at guests when there is absolutely no reason to. There was a point I was about to join a cosplay group for something I was cosplaying when I had to stop and wait at a distance because a volunteer shouted for the other person waiting for the other cosplayers to get out of the area because it was a fire hazard. Even though there were no signs indicating it was, unlike other times where, yeah, people were clearly sitting in front of an emergency exit door. According to my research, which did involve looking at reviews for the position of volunteering, I can't tell how much volunteer staff are getting paid or if they're getting paid at all, but they were given food, hotel, and weird goodies. The only negative is apparently very long hours. I know working long hours sucks, it is absolute hell, and I agree with that, but damn it, don't take it out on the other guests. Yes, some guests can be argumentative assholes, like every place. You're gonna get the, can I speak to your manager people, but you can't assume every person you meet is gonna be like that either way. They're also very rude about when you're in line for a panel, too. Roughly 4 or 5 people will stand in between the lines and tell you to walk faster. They also tell you to stay in a single file line, which is fine, but to yell at us to walk faster seems so rude. Like, there were times where they had us running inside. I know people, especially Anime Expo social media, like to say that their staff is super friendly, but they're really not. They're also not helpful, as you ask where something is on the map, and only those who are working directly with the panel there are gonna tell you where it is. LineCon will be the issue of any convention. However, the lines at Anime Expo are so ridiculous and excessive that you wonder why the fuck half the line is formed when it's so damn long that there's no physically possible way all these people can attend this panel or premiere. It's not even panels or premieres, even walking down the hall is a line. There was one moment where we were going to the West Hall to the East Hall, and there were so many people in there that it was literally a line. Everyone had to stop there and it had to slow down just to get out of there. Everyone was pretty much sardines in that wall. It was hot as hell, we were all smushed together, and it honestly reminded me a lot of Jon Snow in the Battle of the Bastards. While I'm in the line area, I also want to bring up the poor direction of the maps. Keep in mind that I have gone to Anime Expo 2014, 2016, and 2018. Every time I have attended that convention, I literally can never find the artist's alley. Every fucking time. No matter how hard I tried, no matter who I asked, I guess the artist's alley just fucking blocks me off, I guess, because the map and directions and the signs are so poor that I literally can't find it. I even tried with one of my best friends there. We were absolutely lost and confused. It was bad. Then again, there's probably a line to get to the artist alley too. Fuck. And now for my biggest issue. The one I think will give me more incentive to go to local conventions, since this is a big issue Anime Expo needs to fix. At Comic-Con, there is a limit capacity. According to their website, when a room fills with an unspecified amount of people, they close it off and wait for the people to leave before opening it up again. However, Comic-Con has an attendance of 130,000 people in a pretty big attendance, and their hall is pretty big. Anime Expo, although has 110,000 people attending every year, have a bigger convention center. You would think this would mean less people and a bigger area, that this really wouldn't be an issue, right? Oh, trust me, it's an issue. Sometimes people would crowd in areas so badly that you honestly had to circle around in a line just to see something. I mean, they fixed this, but my first year of Anime Expo, so many people were attending and there were so little staff with the machines breaking all the damn time that I was literally in line for 3 hours in the blazing Los Angeles sun just to get my badge. As a California native fam, that shit hurts. And will make you get a heat stroke, as I had literally witnessed a woman get a heat stroke and break down in tears in that line. Yes, they did majorly fix this issue by mailing badges. I don't know why they didn't do that in the first place, but whatever, I guess. But the fact remains that Anime Expo is way too overcrowded. More and more people have an easier way of watching and enjoying anime. With this, that will give them more incentive to go to an anime convention like Anime Expo. However, we can't just keep letting anyone and everything in, attending to a point where everyone is sardined in. Anime Expo needs to start limiting their badges, because being overcrowded like that is a serious hazard and waiting for a disaster. Last year, a man had threatened to pull a shooting at Anime Expo because his girlfriend didn't love him or something, whatever. Anyway, this situation made me look at Anime Expo that year and really opened my eyes. If someone came in and said something like that, the exiting of the convention center with how crowded it is absolutely dangerous and would result in thousands of more lives getting hurt than the ones that would already get hurt in a situation like that. And Anime Expo knows this, because I have witnessed and have been told by its rude con staff at every year I have attended that fire marshals tell them every year that this overcrowded situation is a fire hazard as well. If a fire broke out in the hall I mentioned earlier, I'm being completely honest, but I would have been trampled to death along with every other shorter person attending. There needs to be a maximum capacity limit. I'm sorry, but if you have one of the biggest anime convention centers in the United States and you're still overcrowded, there needs to be changes, and it's limiting people. And if you don't want to limit people, then you need to reduce the crowds at least. Make other major events happen at the JW Marriott, which is another area Anime Expo uses for smaller panels like 7 Deadly Sins that I went to on my vlog. The JW Marriott has enough space for panels, so that space should be used more often to push crowds back a little to disperse them easily. Use other areas of the convention too, because I noticed there was an entire third story that was closed off. I was told by staff that apparently it was for con VIP guests, like I guess the Anime Man or something like that. But I'm sure there's other places for the influencers to hang out, I'm sure. And Anime Expo, please just take this all as constructive criticism. I didn't call you guys a little bitch baby or kidnapped your wife and children. I just want this convention to be better because I still have fun when these issues don't happen. I love meeting other people who love anime. I love wearing cosplay. It's so much fun, and I adore posing for photos. Meeting my favorite YouTubers and cosplayers is just the best experience I could ask for. But in order for this place to be as you advertise, you need to change yourself. I hope you guys found this enjoyable at least, or at least insightful, as a lot of people don't talk about the inner workings of Anime Expo. Watch my dumbass attend next year though, because that's just me. And I'm not saying you guys can't attend. Go ahead and attend for all you'd like. That's not what I'm trying to say here. I just wanted to vent out my frustrations with Anime Expo and just hope that they do better next year. Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you liked the video, then be sure to give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing if you're new. And if any old or new subs would like to help support the channel in any way, then feel free to visit my Ko-fi page down below in the description, along with my social media tabs. For any subscribers, new or old, who'd like to help with video ideas or maybe want to talk about anime or something, then I have a fan server linked down below. See you next time!